Thank you so much, Labere Munume, for welcoming me to this your August congregation, and the rest of you, brothers. And also to thank Njoya for exposing me to you. I was just telling George as we were coming, he came to pick me at the gateway, that I've been exposed more to this country by the NCCK than my church has. And I joined the NCCK in 1968. I started going to meetings, and I'm the oldest person there, still going on other than Mrs. Gedeji. Therefore, I've been there very long. Were you born, Chris, in 1968? Were you born? No. So I'm your grandfather when it comes to the Matters Church. So, and I've been there, except for 2 years, 87 to 89, when I was defrocked by my church and I couldn't function officially in NCCK, and I'm still there. So I'm very, very happy that you are instrumental to me being exposed to Syokimau congregation. And I also thank you, the Syokimau congregation, for agreeing to receive me today. And I was saying, not only has the NCCK exposed me more to this country, it has exposed me also more into the world. So I'm very grateful this day. Now, my topic is the role of man in the family, and the next one, service to God. If you say also the role of man in service to God, it's the same as in the family. Service to the family is service to God. I want to start talking to you from 3 angles. If you have a pen, you can write. The first angle is as theological point of view, a theological construct. The other one is a cultural construct, the calling as a cultural construct. The other one is a structural or legal construct. The family is, despite being theological, the family is also, meaning the family is divine, in that it's made by God. Divide the family made by God, despite, in addition to being divine, because it was, the first family was made by God, the family is also cultural. And it's also legal, social function. It's a social function. I want to speak on those 3 sides. Let me begin by defining man in the family. In Hebrew, the word for human, which we in English we call man, and I want you to use your Bible if you can. The word is Adam. God said, this is what I call theological construct of the family, that man is part of the family by creation. Not by culture or by marriage or anything, by creation. For God said, let's create humanity in our own image. Let's create them, male and female. That's a construct already. Let's create male and female. And it repeats for emphasis. And he created them, he made them male and female. That's very important. A theological construct of 2 as 1. The same in Genesis 2, verse 24, it says, a man leaves his mother and father, and he joins his wife, and the two become one, as they were originally one. Human. In Hebrew, we talk of Adam as human. But the English language, romantic language, are so bad they use one word man for both male and female. And people think you mean male, masculine. No. When you talk in law, and Njoya is a lawyer, you don't write law. If a man and a woman does this, she'll be jailed. If a man and a woman kills another, we say it, if a man kills, and if a woman cannot go to law and say, I'm not a man, I'm a female. Because the law uses the word man. Yes. If a man steals a cow, he can be jailed for 7 years. And that man cannot say, I'm not a man, male, I'm a female in law. So I'm talking about man. In English, in Kikuyu is very good, is modo. The two are called one word. Not male and female, they're called modo. Let's create modo. In Swahili, it's very good. It is mutu. Like Hebrew, and mutu. God created, akaumba mutu na namna yake. Na Kikamba, the same. The rule is the same. You translate word with one word. Is it that disho? Not thano. Thano is male, isn't it? So, now, let me put God created that man as a plural construct, a family. So family is not an accident. It's not a legal accident. It's not a casual accident, it is divine. Did you get that? Did you get that? If you got that, then I don't want to stay there because I don't have much time. And Jesus said, because people wanted, the Judaism wanted to put man above the woman as for 3 things, as the owner, protector, and provider. But Jesus said, don't you know, Jesus said, don't you know that when God created them, he created them male and female. Don't you know? You should not, and when they go to heaven, there will be one again. So Genesis 1:26, that he created them male and female. I want anyone with a Bible to help me read chapter 5, verse 1 to 2. Who has a Bible? You carry a Bible. How can you read it for me? So in order to put an arrow on what Jesus said. Chapter 5, verse 1 to 2. Can you read?
Thank you. Genesis chapter 5, reading verse 1 to 2. This is the written account of Adam's family line. When God created...
Family line.
Family line.
Did you hear? This is a written account of Adam's family line. Read.
When God created mankind, he made them in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them. And he named them mankind when they were created.
Yes, he made them mankind when they were created. He made them Adam. That's very wonderful. This is the family of Adam when he created that family. You've got that theology. Mark chapter 10 verse 6 confirms that. Don't you know? The question is very provocative. Don't you know? You people, don't you know that when God created them, he created them male and female? And also that's Mark. And then Matthew chapter 19 verse 4 to 6, Jesus repeats the same question. Don't you know that he created them male and female? That's not masculine. That's not feminine. It's human. He created them with human. It's man. Human means equal relationship, not unequal. Then Timothy, trying to recall that. Not Timothy. Paul tells Timothy, he does not put in a hierarchy or masculinity or patriarchy. Paul tells him, Timothy, very, very important, Timothy, that hold on to your humanity, what you learned from your grandmother, Royce, and mother, Eunice. That's not a patriarchy, that's neither matriarchy, but you can see that in Timothy's family, from grandmother to mother, comes to Timothy, and this is a male. So it's not a structure of masculinity, it's a structure of a human being that Timothy is being told to follow, to hold on to continue. So I think I should not emphasize more theology than that. What we are a family by construct, by divine construct. Let me go to cultural issue, cultural construct. In culture, and in nature, first of all, in culture, we start from nature. Can you write 3 words? Nature, nature, another one, Nasha, N-U-R-T-U-R-E, Nasha, and the culture. 3 words which mean the same thing. Nature, Nasha, and culture. Nature means how you are made. In Genesis 1, that's nature. How you are made, you are nurtured. And when you are nurtured, your behavior follows that. That is culture. When you talk about nature, when is there anybody who is a nurse or doctor here? Hands up. Any nurse or doctor? Medical? Anybody in the medical profession, a nurse or clinical officer? Hands up. Okay. In physiology, if Professor Lido would come here and tell you, when you conceive your wife, you have both, when she gets conceived by a male, what is obtained is a human being. Nobody knows, no doctor in the world can tell whether that conception will be a male or a female until after 11th week. Conception makes a human being. The differentiation comes after 11th week when estrogen increase and they make a male. Or when testosterone hormone makes us male. If you are more, Semenya has a lot of almost equal of the two. Semenya, she's being disputed by the world whether she's a man or a female because her hormones are almost balanced. But most likely when she was taken to the laboratory, she was found that still she has more estrogen for femininity than testosterone, but testosterone and estrogen are almost equal with the estrogen. So she's still male and female closer. My home, there's a boy called my own family, there's a boy called Kafuthi. I know you don't know him. He was born with the 2 organs, a vagina and a penis. Bisexual. Because when you impregnated a woman and it made a human being, when she came to 11th week, the differentiation refused to go one side or the other one. So he was born with the 2 organs. So there are many Kenyans, I don't know how, hundreds of thousands who have the 2 organs. Because they are the way Adam was made to gender without separation. It is afterthought. And later when God said, let's make them 2, and he separated male and female. And in biology, that takes place after 10th week. What God did in Genesis to separate, and they become Ish and Isha now, not Adam again. And he made them male and female, Ish and Isha. Ish and Isha came from Adam. This is a big lie. The church has cheated, and you, the clergyman, not you. This clergyman have deceived the people during the wedding. Very pure eyes. That God obtained a woman from a male. No, there was no male. A woman was not obtained from a man at a Shoker Yoruba. Get back his rib. That's a lie. The rib was from Adam, not from a male. The male was the balance when she was separated. I want to demonstrate that. God saw that Adam, whom he made, and we have just been led by him, that he made them Adam, one human being. And Jesus said, confirmed this. And God became human. Now, God saw this Adam is alone. Not lonely, alone. And God saw he was alone. And God slept the man. And he went and he took a part of the man and made it female. The balance became male. So male came from Adam, and the female came from Adam. Both of them came from one thing, not from one from the other. They came from Adam. Even in biology, they come from the pregnant, the uterus. Not the uterus. They come from the fetus. We start as a fetus before we are separated between male and female at the 10th week. Now, God separates them. We are not told God separated them by giving one more estrogen and the other one more testosterone. But whatever miracle God did, he separated them. This became female and the balance became male. And after a while, God says they come together, they become one again. They don't become the male or the female, they become one again. You understand that? Am I teaching? Am I able to communicate? I'm now being in nature. I'm now in nature, nature cash. I'm no longer in divine. The divine, we are told, the construct was both male and female. Now I'm saying, in nature, you are born like that and you are separated, and then we nurture you differently. The problem is nurture, not nature. A woman has bigger breasts than mine, but I have them. The other day I went to hospital and I was done in surgery, prostate, and I saw my uterus. Every man has a uterus. You know that there's no man without a uterus. If I give you more, I'll give you more testosterone, no estrogen. If I give you hormones called steroid to run faster, your uterus shall get pregnant. You still have a uterus here, it will become bigger. Every male has a uterus called prostatic uterus, or uterus masculinus in French, in Latin. Uterus masculinus, the male uterus. And now men are getting cancer of the uterus. You know that? Did you know that? Men are getting, and there's some stupid doctors. They treat the prostate as if it's the one which is having a uterus, a cancer, but it is in the uterus. The male has a uterus here, which is very small, just as he has a small breast here. His uterus is still there. So I've seen mine in a film when I was being done surgery to reduce my prostate so that I can urinate clearly, because it was hard for me to urinate because my prostate were becoming bigger and therefore constricting the pipe. So I was repiped again. I was reported for the doctor for repiping so that I can be urinating properly. Most men can't stay like here for 2 hours, 3 hours without urinating because they don't remove all the urine. They have to urinate many times. For me, I decided to have a surgery done so that I can urinate after as many hours as I want. Now, so God calls man to sleep and makes a female, and therefore, when they are born male and female, we nurture them. Now let's come to nurture. We tell this, you are a woman, you do this, and men, you do this. That's where the problem in our society and the family comes. Why? Because during nurture, during the hunter-gatherer, a man, because he's more muscular, testosterone increases your muscles. It makes you stronger. So a man goes to hunt, brings cattle, brings animals. And when he brings animals, he's decided to, if an animal is pregnant, he decided to save the calf or the chick or a kid of a goat or anything. And now we started taming animals by feeding them at home. So he goes back to the forest, to the bush, to bring more meat. But the wife looks after the ones at home. So she domesticated the animals. The woman domesticated the animals as man went hunting. Now man, like usual, if a woman pays school fees, would you continue paying? Let her continue paying. We abandon jobs to women if they can do them. That's what happened. Now the woman becomes, the hunter-gatherer was a male, so she stops hunting. She stays idle. The woman looks after the domestic animals, feeds them, they eat without hunting anymore. So domestication of the animals and of the crops, because when a man brings a plant or fruits with the seeds and the fruits grow out inside in the compound near the cave, at the head of near the cave, the man sees fruits growing at home. He doesn't need to go to the forest anymore. So hunting stops. Man becomes domesticated together with the animals by his wife. Did you know that you are domesticated by your wife? Together with your animals, your cows and your dogs and your cats, you are domestic. What happened? Because you are not working anymore. She is the one who is working at home. So now, you are nurtured, and that's what produces kasha. So the other day I was teaching about nature, how we are made, how we are nurtured. And we are nurtured, a woman, and man is not the one who is dynamically active producing. But he is told that he is, and I want you to write 3 words. You wrote nurture, kasha. Write another 3 words. Provider. Did you get the provider? The other word is owner. The other word is protector. Or you can put it in any way. Say protector, owner, provider, protector, owner. 3 words. Man is told you are the provider, you are the protector, and you are the owner. The woman is the worker. She is the laborer. She is the tool, the instrument of man to produce what he owns. And she becomes part of, and the man sees her as part of the property, like children. She becomes his tool. So the man becomes provider, owner, and protector. What happens in our society? Man owns the land. They found it there. He didn't buy it. The man owns the land. He owns the woman. He owns the children, and he protects them, which is very good. And not only owns and protects them and provides for them, but the problem is that does not go to hunt to provide. It's the woman who works, but it works. And the man is a provider, but he does not provide actually. It is now a cultural construct. Did you write the word construct? A belief that man is a provider. But the man who is the provider has 10 acres of, 2 or 10 acres of coffee. Who picks the coffee? Who cultivates kupalilia? It's the woman. But the money goes to the bank account of the man. She is not a signatory. So the man, I worked in Meru 1968, 67. I was a minister there. The money goes to the bank. A man stays in the bar until the money is finished. He's drinking it. But the woman is still working to produce more coffee. The man is the owner. He is provider. But by those very title of cultural Njoya masculinity, that man is the owner by law, is by culture, by religion. Man is the owner, and he is the protector and the provider. But now what happens? This man, the owner and the protector, and he is brought up that there's no land anymore. What does he own? There's no land to own. There's no more cattle to own or goat. What does he do? If he cannot own AK-47, what does he own to keep his masculinity? He becomes violent, yet even at home. He may not have AK-47 against his wife, but what do men beat women? To beat somebody, you have to be stronger than her. So men now start seeing masculinity. The extension to their penis or their testis is a gun or a stick, or the fist becomes his power. His genitalia becomes bigger because it is the fist. That's how she controls and dominates what she owns and keep it his. And he protects when there is a thief. He protects the family. He's the protector. But today, where is the property? Is it land? No. A certificate, education is ownership. You have more money and more land with being a nurse, being a doctor, and women are becoming doctor, being a lawyer, being a politician. You get more income than you can get from coffee and tea, because it's regular, monthly income. So a woman becomes, she starts now owning, not land, but owning money. Mr. Mzee, what would you prefer to own, land or money? What would you like? I'm too far. I'm asking you, what would you prefer to own? A bank account or 2 acres? It's a bit of, would you rather be having at Maua somewhere or at Bodo? I've been teaching there at Majua High School, or I've been teaching there at another place called Diva at Merogi Catholic Church. I'm saying the same thing I'm teaching here. I'm asking, would you rather have 2 acres where you came from, if you are from Hukabani at Kibwezi, or would you have rather a bank account or an M-Pesa account or a card? Which would you rather have? Then 98% of all land in Kenya, 98% is owned by men, title deeds. 98% of all land in Kenya is owned by men. 98%. We talk of girl child disempowerment, disempowering man. No, disempowerment comes because the land doesn't, she has money and you don't have, and you have land. What do you see? You are disempowered because you can't be eating land every evening, but money you can buy a mandazi and tea, can't you? You can have a slow, with money you are better than with land because you don't use land to pay for matatu to come here. So property concept changes from land, from housing, from those things to cash. Who is more powerful, with the cash or with the land? Who is more powerful? Eh? Do you bribe somebody with the land? You bribe them with the cash. Do you become a prostitute by using a piece of land? It is not available for a woman, so you use cash. Any sin you want to do, you can do with money, but you cannot do all sins with the land, can you? Okay, power becomes shifts. Man becomes demasculated. What does man do when the woman becomes training because of the school? You are owner, but ownership concept changes from land into money. And you are the head of the family, you think you are the head, you are the leader, but in terms of ownership, somebody else owns, not only you. Okay, where's we change? You are protector. When your child gets sick, who takes the child to the hospital? We are talking of protection, not from the hyenas and from other men. I'm still on you. If your child gets sick, who takes the child to the hospital? Why don't you, and you are the protector? What do you protect from? If parents are called to school to go by the headmaster, who goes? Is it you or your wife? Who? The wife. And you are the protector. Who goes to school when there is a crisis? When a child misbehaves? The mother. Who is the you are but you are still called protector by the culture. You are nurtured, the word nurture. You are nurtured to become protector. But the one who is not nurtured to protector does the work. Is that true? The one who is not the owner owns because she has money. The one who is not called the protector protects. And who provides? Let's go to the provider. That culture which nurtured you to be those things and put you on top there at the pole, at the flagpole, you will really fall and hit the ground because it cannot sustain. Religion cannot, the Bible tells you are the head of the family, but it cannot maintain you there. Neither can your culture maintain you there, calling you the owner, protector, and the provider. It cannot sustain you there. No, it will not. What is happening is that man, by being put there by culture, reality is that he is going to fall. On whom does he fall when he falls? You are on top of where that camera is. When you fall, those poles, three, can you get a little bit away? I want to use that tripod of yours. I want to use the tripod. You just leave the camera. I will just go. This tripod, this is provider. This is protector. This is owner. A woman can become a teacher, doctor, and she provides. Are you still there, the provider? What keeps you here? You're for because are you the protector? Who is going to pay school fees and when the child is taken in the hospital, the woman? You don't have this pillar, but you are still here. Are you going to stay here in the air? You're fall and crumble because you are two pillars. Three pillars are no longer there, which protects you, which makes you a male, which makes you a man in the family. You are no longer a man in the family by cultural definition. The woman is the man because she is doing what keeps you there as a man, and you are deceiving yourself. You are a man and you are there, but the woman is doing all the pillars which hold you there. The culture told you that, deceived you that, and the minister told you that you are during the wedding that you are the provider, you are the protector, the owner. For which family? Let me tell you about my case. When I got married in 1968, April 27, my wife was a teacher in a high school called Kahonera. And her money, she was earning 1,800 as a teacher. And as a church minister at St. Andrews, I was being paid 300 shillings. Who was going to be provider in my family? Tell me. When I was first cut, you can see, I want to dialogue with you because you look closer to my age than anybody else. I'm 80. How old are you? How old are you?
A few years later.
How old? How many years? Just say, how many years are you? You are 72. I am 80. And I'm telling you, when I got married, 1968, and I brought my family home, I was 27. And my wife has more money. By the time I came to work again with a PhD, the PCA was paying me 1,150 shillings as a theological teacher at St. Paul, as Pastoral Institute. My wife by then was earning about 18,000. Can you write that please there? Marriage is, are you? According to the Bible, the two become one. Marriage is not a partnership. She owns what you own. It's a union. You don't jointly own. You co-own. You understand? So I wrote I have account in Barclays Bank myself. I have an account in what you call NIC before. I have an account in 3 banks, and we all say either or. My wife signs either or. So I went to Canada. when I was attacked to have repaired, it didn't come out. You can see I was broken all these bones and I had to go to Scarborough Hospital in Toronto to be treated. And when I was there, I was also teaching there, doing my second doctorate at Toronto University. My insurance for article I matured. And my wife went for the money, and she was told by people, by the company of article, who has lawyers, that she cannot get her property without my signature. She said, look here, it's written either or. It's mine. It's not written Reverend Njoya and Mrs. Njoya. It's written either Mrs. Njoya or we jointly own either or. They refused. Kamau Kuria lawyer and advocates went to court to charge them with stealing my wife's property. And also, not only stealing, violating the law, not only violating the law, wanting to deny her right. They apologize. Because I don't like anything. I have done bad teacher that somebody can mistake. If I die today, all the land we own with my wife will go to her, and they are to me, because we either jointly own. Because we are a union. We are not a partnership. That she owns part less and part me more, or anything. We own our children. If you do DNA, they have my they have my what? If you do DNA for any of my children, our 5 children, there's none which doesn't have my genes. So every property we have our genes. Would you agree with that? Everything you own should have your common genes. Like every child you have, share your genes. That's what the Bible requires. But there was this woman, daughters of Serobed in the Bible. They went, when your father died, to demand their property, and the Jewish law said no, but God said no. Women have a right, daughters have a right to inherit, because they share genes with the father. They don't they? Yeah, they have a right. That's why we wrote with the Kubasu that all children inherit, not simply males, all children inherit. Is that what is the law today? That is law was due to the NCCK, even though you are not there at that time. I was representing NCCK in writing that children have, not girls or boys, children have a right to inherit. You see what the church has messed up your kasha. This church you belong to and you have sent him to represent has messed up your kasha, because it has changed the concept of the family. The family is an integral body. Now, not only that, the law not only accords children, no other children like to inherit those to whom they owe their genes, but a wife and share equally what they own in matrimonial property. This nonsense is not there in law. It is that property you brought. That is your own making. I don't know why that has come. It's not. I was reading the law. There's no clause in the law that you own what you brought in the marriage. You don't join your own. That's what has that come from. That is what you have earned together. That's what you own. No, the law does not say that. You know.
What was owned.
It does. The Constitution does not exclude. The Constitution has gone conclude. That's a Pharisee of your fellow lawyers. But the thing is, that's what. Now, I think I should go now the final bit. I've finished kasha. Let me go to the final leg about how do we bring the Kenya family to survive? Men, because of the social construct, how do we survive? Men die of an average in Kenya of 21 to 31 years earlier than women, because of these 3 things: provider, owner, and protector. They kill men. That's the most deadly disease ever in the world, because it kills 31 to 21 men ahead of women. Because by being that, they don't become workers. Today I woke up I didn't ask you where is tea, where is tea leaves, where is coffee, where is water. I didn't ask my wife. I woke her, left her in bed, went and did everything. Within 10 minutes, I made my breakfast and I drank. You think that's exercise of the brain? Men who can't do that die 10 years, 20 or 21 years earlier than their wives because their wives did it. Because we do that with the brain. It's the brain which knows where sugar is, where tea is, where water is, where... When you don't exercise the brain, it atrophies. So men die earlier because they let their wives do things for them, think for them. Most families are not families. Let me say, they are orphanages for men. They are zoos for men. Men are not active. They don't go to the kitchen where activities. They go to the orphanage, the living room. And I'm saying the living room is a very deadly room because it's a graveyard before the grave. You are buried. Once you marry, I see a young man here. I don't think you are married. Are you married? Not yet, I know. I can see you. Now, if you break your heart here, today, if you break your heart, you'll be put a plaster, 2-3 months for the bone to heal. When you remove the plaster, the fingers will not work. You are broken here. I have been broken here. I have had many. I have been a fracture here when I was beaten. I have a fracture here. I have fractures here. I have fracture here. I have fracture here. I have 52 wounds in my body, and my bones have more than 10 fractures because of how I'm beaten on the streets. And even here, you can see there is a fracture. Can't you see it? Can you see somewhere here? I have a fracture here, but only a millimeter. It collapsed, but it didn't reach the brain. I would have died. I was crabbed here by a policeman, and I could tell who he was. Now, I have many fractures. When you remove the plaster, I had plaster here. One time I had a plaster here. When you remove a plaster, I needed, after 2 months of plaster, I needed more than a year of physiotherapy for my fingers to work and for my joint to work. Otherwise, the hand will just fall like that. It doesn't respond to the brain. You get me? If you get a plaster and you have a string here, you tie. When the string will be removed and you have no plaster, your hands will just become like that. I had my hand like that one time, not feeling where it is. I went for physiotherapy. Men are like that in the family. They need physiotherapy to wake up. They died. Do you know how they became atrophied? Do you know the word to atrophy? A-T-R-O-P-H-Y. To atrophy, meaning the heart no longer responds to the brain. The brain is there, the heart does not respond. A man died of atrophy. If you cannot become a hunter, make your own food, hit your own supper, somebody has to do it, you die earlier than her by 21 years. Because you're the one using the brain to do that. You atrophied. The whole brain atrophied. Men brain, when they marry, they start even forgetting. If you put a pen here, you forget it is there. Because the brain doesn't function anymore. Now, men are plastered. Wife is a plaster. Anybody who is married in Kenya, an African, he has not a wife but a plaster in her body. She doesn't do many things. He doesn't cook, he doesn't wash dishes, he doesn't wash his clothes, he lets the wife do it. And according to neuroscience, nerve endings, if you don't peel your potato, if you can't peel your potato, and wife peels the potato, you will definitely die 21 years ahead of her. Because she is exercising her brain, but you are not doing yours. And it is the brain that controls the liver, the kidney. So if you are in diabetic condition, it came and she is in diabetic position, and she'll get her diabetes at age 60. You'll get yours at 40 because of atrophy. If she has a brother for carrying the water she drank in the morning. In 2 hours' time, when I drank a cup of tea in the morning, in 2 hours' time, all that fluid is about 2.5 hours. Is in the bladder. Or most of the fluid is in the bladder. If you drink a soda, within 2-3 hours, the most of the fluid is in the bladder, because the body must keep a regular amount. What happens is that if you are a man like you and me, you urinate before you go 10 kilometers, you have urinated 2-3 times on the roadside, because the bladder has weakened, because you are not using peeling potatoes. The bladder, internal organs are fixed. The liver, the kidney, the heart, all these are fixed. They do exercise by the heart. The heart does the massage. If you don't do that, what you do, and you atrophy, you'll die earlier, because it's the body which is losing its fetal original. And here I want to call you. Come here in front, please. Can you come here? Come here, my brother. Come here. Come here. I want to put the microphone down. Come here. Look at me. Touch my knees. Look backward. Here. Touch my knees. Now, put the hand on the ground. There, and you touch the floor at the toe. I want you to push your hand back to the back like that. Your hand like I've done. Touch it. The other one.
Yes, I've touched it.
You have touched it.
Yeah.
Clap for me. I want you to do like that. I want you to do like that. Can you do like that? You don't do like that. Like young people. Let's start. Let's start I want you to bring a stick. I want to show you how men must be active to a stick. Okay.
What do you need?
Just a stick. Bring me a stick. I want to do it. Him, I won't tell him how to stick. Oh, there's no stick here. Okay. Okay, bring that one.
Oh.
Well, bring it together. Wonderful. I want to show him. I don't mind to tell him how wrong he has to be. You go Is it same here?
You are Jairo?
I've come. Come and do the same.
I retired and was earning 6,000 shillings. The 2001. How much was she earning? Over 200,000 times. 200,000 shillings as the business management consultant for the United Bible Societies in Africa. Who was earning more money? 200,000 shillings compared with. She used to buy me a Peugeot. She used to buy me a Honda. Who was the provider? I was driving better than any PCA minister, even the moderator. Who was the provider? Who was the provider for my status, social status? My wife, Leah. So, she was the provider. I didn't care. When I was cut, there's a finger. Can you see? It was completely off. Can you see? It's completely off. Yeah. And this one by Jomo Kenyatta's regime, 1977. When I preached that Harambee and government is an ideology of the Kikuyu middle class. It's not a Kenyan institution. We should make it Kenyan. When I preached that evening on Labor Day 1977, 9 policemen came in my house. 9! And they shot me here, and here, and I can show you here. I have a panda here. They left me for dead. I was in ICU for 3 days, and I rose again. But the issue is this: who paid for my medicine? 100,000 shillings. Who paid for the Nairobi hospital? The church won't touch me. They even sacked me. They removed my color because I was a disgrace. I was fighting Kenyatta, and this is a Kikuyu church called PCA. Now, I was fighting their tribe. That's the mercury. I died. I gave my blood for my own son. But I'm asking you, who paid for my hospital? Would the church pay? I was removed the quarter for 9 months when I left the hospital because I was they didn't want me a JM in the church. JM karaoke our Pinto in the church, and I was talking like Pinto according to them. Now, and the Pinto had deserved to die according to the church theology. Pinto deserved to die, so was JM karaoke. All these people deserve to die. And John now is talking like them, he deserves to die. To die. Now then, who paid for my bills in the hospital? 7 surgeries to restore this finger because it was completely cut off. But the doctors, the first doctor, the Michael Wood and others, and Dr. James, they put this man's finger right facing backward. And this on this side, you can see this side and this. It took another 6 surgeries to restore them looking forward. So I could not use this hand for more than 2 years. Now I'm asking, who paid all those bills? My wife. Who is the provider? Who is the protector? Our had no salary at that time, 9 months I was sad. Who is providing for the family? Do I need to be a provider? Do I need, in order to be Njoya? You know me not because I'm a provider, you know me because I'm a preacher. They said, I have 3 talents. Men. And they are not all providing or protecting or owning. I have 3 talents. One is to preach. I'm preaching to you now. The other one is to teach. I'm teaching you. The other one is counsel. Those three qualities of my life that I have served the whole world on Kenya. Don't bring money. They are not income generating. But they are human. Do you hear that, Kenya? My talents, my 3 talents are not money generators. But they are as important as the one I left my wife to take care of. I left my wife to become protector, provider, owner, in order to concentrate on teaching and on preaching and on counseling. Those are the 3 words. You understand? I'm not provider, I'm a teacher. I'm not protector, I am a preacher. I'm not owner, I am a counselor. Which talents would you prefer of the 3? The other one of provider, protector of Kikuyu and Meru and
Both of you are important.
Both of us are important. Thank you. But now man is dying and taking guns and fighting because he cannot sustain the way Kasha says he is.
He's conflicted.
He is conflicted. He is disconcerted by the Kasha. By being told masculinity means you are the provider, you are owner, you are protector, but it does not tell him he can be an inventor, he can be an astronaut, he can be Reverend Njoya, he can be Bishop Karano, he can be something else other than become those other rubbish names. I'm not rubbishing them, sorry. Now, you are man in the family. My children know me as a preacher. They saw me, they came to see me in the hospital. They know our dad is a human rights activist. They know my dad is a minister. He baptizes children. He baptizes, and I told them, class, they know that, but they don't know I'm a provider or protector or owner. They know me different, but they are as proud for having a father like that. Much more proud. What do you know? What do you see her in the TV? In Daystar, she's teaching. My first daughter was the managing director of Kelvis. Now he's a managing director of Kenya Bureau. It is a board of chemicals. She has a PhD in planning pathology. My first daughter. My second daughter is a leader in Daystar. My third daughter was being the director of the law department of Oxford University. My third daughter. And the fourth one is teaching. She is the head of political science department in Williams College in Massachusetts. All my 4 daughters are PhDs in various fields. And my son is also a doctor of law. He is the state attorney in the Siam, the Parau, the state of Sarawak in the Atlantic Pacific. What do you call Parau? What do you call them? Those countries beyond Australia, which they are called Palau. But now she is in Siam. He is in Siam. Yeah. all I'm trying to say that all these children grow seeing their dad being a preacher, not a provider. Yet they grew proud of their father as a preacher. They wanted to join me in the Madamano, not join their mother providing, they wanted to join me in the streets, even one day another. Activism, they wanted to be activists like me. Or was I not a good model for my family? How many people have brought 4 daughters, all PhDs, and yet I was not a provider, or owner, or protector, like you. My children had other values of God's kingdom. My daughter tells other teachers, I'm extending God's kingdom in this time. I'm extending God's kingdom, being this or that, being a lawyer, being a doctor, being a physician. Okay, your culture tells you, your family, you have to be this. No, you can be a family man by what you do best. By what you do best. Because the children may not be provided, but they can be president of Kenya without being thieves. You understand? Being without and not an extra back than be president. That is enough. Even if it did not mean all those things. Now, I'm talking now, that's Nasha Kasha. So, the other day I was preaching at a church in Keno. Okay. The congregation is where how the back is raised and the front is lower. And the church was full of people. And I said, you man, when you are nashed by your parents, they took you to a medical school. You came out to treat people. And you are a treater of people. You are medicine, you are curer. But you are nashed to be a doctor. And you are also trained in Sunday school to be moral, to have integrity. Now you went to become a doctor, and you instead of treating you as a good gynecologist, treated a woman. When a woman came for you to treat her, you slept on her. You fornicated with her. What kind of doctor I was just talking the way I talk? What kind of doctor are you who is sleeping with other people's women because you are a gynecologist? What? Oh, the whole congregation stood up. Are you running away because I've said that? It's not you I was talking. It's not you I was talking about. The whole congregation rose up, looked at the corner. They are here. They looked at the corner there at a doctor who is like, he's like a gynecologist. They thought I was talking about him, and I didn't know he was such a person. They looked at him, they laughed at him. The whole congregation. You know what happened? He saw everybody looking at him, all corners. It was a disaster. He would have hung himself. Because everybody thought that's what he does. It was an example I was giving. So, what happened? He stood up, came here in the morning. He said, no, I am a doctor, good oncologist. I don't fornicate or adultery with women. I am saved. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. The whole church, my sermon ended there. People clapped and were happy. The church was so happy. That man has never had a chance to say his testimony in that church. That was the first time. I gave him opportunity to say testimony. That he is saved. He said, I was nurtured the way you are saying, and my culture is the same. You know, being a doctor is a culture. Being a minister is a culture. All these are what you expect as products of nurture. You get my lesson now? Yeah? To be a husband is a product of a nurture. What kind of husband you want? You don't have to play a cultural role. You play the role you are given talents by God, and you play it well. You get me? You may not bring money as home like me, but you are but you play your role very well in the family as a father and as a husband. a role model of what you do and you do best. If you're in KDF in Somalia, and you win, and you do well, and you bring a trophy at home, your children, your sons, your daughters will be proud of you as your father than if you are at home saying you are providing what? You have 10 acres. Now, let me put this way. We can be providers no matter who we are. And young men, don't hang yourself, go drink. How do people, especially in Central Province, commit to suicide when they cannot be provider or no protect? Sorry, I don't want to be very near you. But I'm saying, children in Meru, Maua, where I go to Nation, many are in the shopping centers drinking. Boys, not girls. Why are they doing that? Because they have no hope of providing, because they have no right like their fathers, they have no jobs, they have everything. No, don't commit suicide. And the suicide is being done by drinking. Shanga. Shanga is a road for committing suicide by young men. Crime is another road for men who know they will not be like their fathers. People have become disoriented by values. What they are taught is they are not practical. Do what is practical. Do what you know to do. The man who brought me today here by Uber, called Akasha, he has a Bachelor of Arts from Nairobi University, and he is driving Uber because there was no other job. Isn't he a man? Why is he not a thief? Because he doesn't have a job. Who creates a job anywhere else for him? He has created a job. Jobs are not. He is competent. Now, I think I've finished Njoya. Njoya, cash.